child, and I am here today to talk to you a little bit about homeschooling in the holidays. It may seem a little early, it's October. We have Halloween at this end of the week. We also have Reformation Day. We have All Saints Day. We have all sorts of days that are starting to be celebrated. There's a lot between now and January that we can have an opportunity to celebrate. But some of you think, oh, I can't do that. I can't find time to do that because I got all this homeschool, I got this schedule, and I got these checklists I need to do. We don't need to do that. And what I want to do today is share a few resources and a few tips to help you be able to get through the holidays with your brain still intact and not feel like you're going insane. So I gave actually a class yesterday. I'm not going to go through all the 3 clues because there was a lot of information in that class yesterday. And if you're interested in knowing more about that class, I will put a link when I am finished, and you are welcome to go to that class and give you some clues about how to find more time, how to reduce the stress and the overwhelm. But tonight what I want to do is just give you a couple ideas and some resources that might be able to help you. If you're popping on, feel free to leave a message in the comment section and just tell us where you're from, maybe what the weather's like. We had the end of the hurricane show up in Texas. And so we had rains, and then we had a northerner, and it went from 70 to 40 yesterday. So anyway, one thing I really encourage moms, homeschool moms, to do is to quit homeschooling between Thanksgiving and January. And you may have thought, you have lost your mind, Carrie. But no, I really haven't lost my mind. It is what actually kept me sane during December because I could focus on what was most important. And when my kids started getting consumed with the commercialism or consumed with themselves, I had the time and the ability to actually deal with that and be able to talk to them as well. One of the things we always did, if you know me at all, I'm really big on read alouds. And so we would read every morning, even though we weren't doing the math book or the reading book or the language book or whatever. We read aloud every day. We read aloud till they graduated from high school and they left. Yes, even when they could read on their own, we read out loud because I just thought it was a great bonding time. And I think in the holidays, there's some great books that you could read. One of the books that we read not each year, but we did read once or twice, is The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. It's a great little book. I actually read it to my kids when I was teaching 5th grade because it gave me an introduction in sharing Jesus Christ in the public schools. And a lot of times I would read it, and the Christians in my 5th grade class would actually make comments about Jesus, and it would just open up a great discussion. So Best Christmas Pageant Ever is a good one. I don't have my copy here. The other one I like reading is A Christmas Carol, or watching the movie A Christmas Carol. You could watch that in the morning time one time and then talk about the character of Scrooge and the changes that we see and how does God work in that. This is an author, Richard Paul Evans, that also gives some great books as well. He has lots of great Christmas stories that we have read. I think Focus on the Family has compiled a lot of theirs. But probably one of our very favorites, we ended up reading this in the evening because Steve would read to us, and I've shared this before, is a book called Jotham's Journey. See if we get the glare off of it. It is an Advent book. So if you would like to celebrate Advent, this is a great book. Let's just open. Okay, so I opened this, Urns and Scrolls. It says week 2, 3rd Sunday before Christmas. And then it's got the story. And so we read the story, all of 4 pages, and then it's got a little explanation. The story is set in Bethlehem in the Galilee area, and it's set during the time of the birth of Christ. And it's a young man, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story. You can read it yourself. I do not recommend it for preschoolers, but pretty much anyone above kindergarten. There's a few little rough scenes. That's why I don't recommend it for preschoolers. So, and then the next day it says week 2, Monday. And so it tells you exactly where to read and what to read. It has cliffhangers all throughout. You can talk about the importance of Jesus Christ. That's the center of Christmas. Now, I highly recommend, this is our favorite book in the series. I don't necessarily recommend the sequels that go along with it as well. Another way that we can find time, like I said, is to take your homeschool, turn it into the holidays, use the holidays to focus, and then do some activities. This is a resource that I've actually written called Star of Bethlehem, a family Bible study, and you can use it for Bible, and you can actually use it for science. It goes through Matthew 2, and it's going to tell you, actually, let me just pull it apart. It's going to tell you, if you want to do this, here's how you do an individual study for kids, a family Bible study, and a parent-led Bible study. And then it is going to talk about things like astronomy, astrology, and have charts to guide you along the way. And then there are different things that we need to do. We put the lens, you probably can't see it, there's a little glasses there. We put the lens of scripture on, and that is what helps us determine what is science and what are the clues. And we go through background information, and then you're going to go through 9 clues or 9 points in Matthew 2 to determine what is the astronomical being that is the Star of Bethlehem. And we start here, and the little magnifying glasses help you. Then at the very end of the study, it's actually going to talk about different kinds of heavenly bodies, and then you are going to, as a family or with your kids, determine what is that body that is the Star of Bethlehem. Great one. And see, you can take that and it turns into your science, it turns into your Bible as well. Another study that I really like is the Christmas Around the World, because you can take it and integrate science, math, you can do geography, there's a lot of things. So we have a Christmas Around the World unit study as well, if I can turn the pages. And what I like about it is it gives you some ideas about how you can plan your unit. As you plan it, here are some basic suggestions. If you plan your own unit, here you go. For each country, here are all the things that you are going to get and you're going to study. It includes a list of how to say Merry Christmas in many languages, which is just sort of fun. And then here we have, like, at the end of each section, so it's going to tell you, you're going to read the actual traditions for each of these 5 countries. And then here it's like at the end of Sweden, we have the general activities, the cooking activities, the Christmas carols, and those are all explained here as well. Next, we will have different recipes that you can actually use. Here's Germany, and it's gingerbread ornaments, and they talk about how it will tie in as well. Here's fun, Christmas tree tostada from Mexico. And then we include a long list of poetry. Poetry can be used for read aloud. It can be used for your kids actually reading in front of people or writing and copy work as well. And then something to just help you be organized is our quick reference sheet. So we have each of the countries listed. We have the tradition. What do we read here? What are the carols? And then what are the different activities to help you get organized? So it's all right there at your fingertips. That's what I like about some of these resources. And then finally, another resource we have is Christmas celebrations. Celebrate Advent, Christmas, and Epiphany. Now, why am I even sharing this? Well, let me tell you, there are actually 3 celebrations between Thanksgiving and January that are Christian celebrations. Advent is basically the time from the Sunday after Thanksgiving to right before Christmas. Normally, it starts at right after Thanksgiving. And there are different events that we can celebrate, like St. Lucia's Day and St. Nicholas Day. And I think St. Thomas Day is beforehand. So there are several different celebrations. This book is going to tell you about it. It's going to tell you about activities you can do in Advent and different movies you can watch and books you can read. Then it's going to talk about the week of Christmas and how do we celebrate that? What do we do on Christmas Eve? What do we do on Christmas Day? For some of you, you maybe didn't grow up in a Christian home. So these are some good Christian ideas that you can do. And then it ends with Epiphany. I did not even know Epiphany was a celebration until about 10 or 12 years ago. We didn't celebrate that growing up. But it's the time from Christmas to January 5th or 6th. It's 12 days. And that's the day we celebrate the wise men coming and seeing Jesus. And there is something you can do every single day, and it's called the 12 days of Christmas. They really come after Christmas. You see, growing up in a Protestant family, I thought the 12 days of Christmas were beforehand. They are really afterwards. And there are things, and did you know that each thing in the 12 days of Christmas is a symbol of a theological concept? The 2 turtle doves are the Old Testament and the New Testament. The reason is because it was written in a time the government wouldn't allow you to talk about Jesus or Christmas. And so they wrote this song sort of incognito, and it all symbolizes things in the Bible. And so this will explain what all those mean and things you can do on each day, ending with a feast that you can celebrate, the Feast of Epiphany. The one thing I picked up on was the Feast of Epiphany and how we could celebrate this. Why even do this? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to read just something that comes at the very beginning of this book. It's from Edith Schaeffer. She's the wife of Francis Schaeffer. You may or may not know, most of you are probably too young to know, but in the 70s, he had a thing, L'Abri, and it was in Switzerland. It was a place that people would go and study about God and grow close to God and fellowship with God. And that was Francis Schaeffer, and he ran that with his wife, Edith. She says, there's something about saying, we always do this, which helps keep the years together. Time is such an elusive thing that if we keep on meaning to do something interesting, but we never do it, year would follow year with no special thoughtfulness being expressed in making gifts, surprised, charming table settings, and familiar favorite foods. Tradition is a good gift intended to guard the best gifts. I love that. Tradition. That's what you need to be doing, is building Christian traditions with your kids. And this particular resource will help you do this. It's called Christmas Celebrations. And so let me just show you things. It actually has a page about celebrations in November, which is cool. Then we have some ways that we can set up an advent calendar. Look at this one. It's a muffin tin. And you actually the kids pull it out and you leave something inside each muffin tin for the 24 days before Christmas, something fun. There are Christmas carols. This is my favorite Christmas carol. Most of you may or may not know it. O come, Emmanuel. I love singing it any time of year, but starting at Thanksgiving, it is all about preparing our hearts for Jesus' Advent, the anticipation of Christ's birth. And then after the carol, homeschool tie-in, and it shows you how you can tie that into Christmas. We have more things like the holly and the ivy. Then God is my strength during the Christmas season. It shows you how you can fall on Jesus. Ideas like a family devotion jar. Before your family devotions, let a child choose a slip of paper. You've already put the slips in there, and then you read and discuss that Bible passage. Making a memory calendar. These are just a few of the ideas. And then here's the one with the 12 days of Christmas. On the second day of Christmas, the two turtle doves are the Old Testament and New Testament. If you would like to give a small gift to your kids on the 12 days of Christmas, it will give you a few ideas, explain it, and tell you homeschool tie-in as well. And then on the third day, we have faith, hope, and love, the three gifts of the Spirit. Those are just a few of the resources. We have more resources. We have lots of books that can help you keep Jesus Christ as the center of your Christmas. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret. If you did not get on our class yesterday, we are actually running a special. You can actually get all three of these books plus about 8 or 10 other digital resources to help keep Christ as the center, to help you tie homeschooling in to the holidays, and you can save money. And the bundle is only $27. The value of it when you buy it individually, and some people have bought these books individually, is $142, but you can get it for $27 through tomorrow. And so I will actually share the link, surprise, surprise, here in the comments, and I will share the code. Actually, I'll share the link, and then you can just get on that page and use the code, because the code sometimes changes. But right now, just until tomorrow night at midnight, you can still get all of these resources at a very low price. Now, let me just tell you, the Star of Bethlehem is $20. The other two books are $15 a piece. Right there, that's $45. And I have lots of people that buy those individually. You could get all three of them for $27. You can get an audio. My husband, Steve, does it. It's a dad's perspective on preparing for Advent. And then you get 2 recipe books that are fast and easy meals and 410 crock pot recipes, because let's face it, My kids kept wanting to eat 3 meals every single day. And so I needed something that would help me make it through when things got busy. And then there are a lot of supplemental materials as well. And a lot of them have to do with some fun baking and some gift ideas that are gifts in a jar as well. And so you would get a bonus package with that as well. I'll leave the link here and you can go take a quick look at it. See if that is a good fit for you. If you are serious about keeping Jesus the center of Christmas, you're looking to be able to find time, you are trying to get rid of the busy and the hectic to more peaceful life, I think these resources will help you because they will help you tie your homeschooling into the holidays. So I am Carrie Beck with How to Homeschool My Child. Thank you so much for spending time with me. If you have a question, a concern, or the links I put up don't work, please leave a comment and we will work things out for you. I appreciate your support more than you know. Have a great day.